Hi, this is Peter Prop, and welcome back to 10 Minute Strategy. We are now recording part 2 of my discussion with John Englehart. He is the founder and chairman of FIDO, which stands for Fearless Innovation Designed Online. And John, what's the URL for the company?
The URL is www.myfidoworks.com. MYFIDOWORKS.
Okay, great, and I'll put that in the show notes as well. So what we're going to do, if you want to know more about FIDO in general, you should look for part 1 of this discussion. It'll be up at 10 Minute Strategy. And for part 2, what we're going to focus on is some case studies. So why don't you talk about your first big account, your beta account, and boy, you really had a great company to work with to begin in NBC. Why don't you tell us what you did there?
Sure, we work now with companies that range from American Express to Pinnacle Foods, and so lots of different categories, and even getting into new fields like the field of anti-terrorism. But the first Doghouse that we did was a fun one, as you say, and it was with NBC, and we're fortunate for that opportunity. And we're working with the NBC New York group, which is Channel 4, WNBC, but it's also all of their internet properties, and they've got place-based media and so on. And it's an interesting exercise in a lot of different respects. And it started with getting to the right Audacious challenge. And when we first sat down with them, they said, "Look, we've got lots of problems, lots of challenges. Which one do you want to deal with?" And they said, "Well, we need more Hispanic viewers in Brooklyn. We need more senior viewers in Lower Manhattan. We need more advertisers. We need more this, more that." And through our process, we got to the right root question for them, and then articulated that in what we call an Audacious challenge, which is the question that will best invite innovation. And so we went from that long list of needing viewers and advertisers and so on to an Audacious challenge, which was how to transform WNBC into the place where New Yorkers find their New York every day. And the NBC people are like, "Wow, that's great. If you can help us to do that, if you can give us an actionable outcome to that, that then ticks all those boxes."
Right.
And so what we then did is, based on that Audacious challenge, we then cast 9 members of the Doghouse. And among those members of the Doghouse were a co-producer of the Super Bowl halftime show, a co-architect of the Vienna airport, who also designed Jacob the Jeweler retail and RBK retail stores in New York, the brilliant inventor grandson of Laurence Olivier, who's based in London but is doing lots of things around the world. We had a former New York State Fire Chief of the Year, John McGuire. The woman who was formerly executive director of Al Sharpton's Madison Avenue Initiative. So really, those are just some of the people, but it was an extraordinary group of people who then went through the Doghouse process online, which is a 5-week process, which starts going very broad, and then together shaping and bringing the thinking together and about co-creating and navigating different ideas and killing different ideas along the way, but making them better together. And it was fun. We talked before. What we found initially with that Doghouse and with every Doghouse since is that it's a very seductive, stimulating experience. So all the members who are involved in every Doghouse are people who have a lot going on. A lot of them have very big day jobs. There are several CEOs and several Fortune 100 executives in the community. But they do it for one of 3 things: for money, love, and glory. And it's the thrill of co-creating with other extraordinary people that is so compelling to these folks. And at one point in the NBC Doghouse, it coincided with the Super Bowl, and Michael Fuhr, who was co-producing the Super Bowl halftime show while he was in the Doghouse, found himself at fieldside up to 15 minutes before the halftime show, and then back in 45 minutes after the halftime show via his BlackBerry, grooving in the Doghouse because he was so excited with how thinking was breaking at that particular moment in time. And other people, and it was exciting for other people who were in the Doghouse because they were watching the halftime show. And at one point they said, "Hey, Michael, don't you think you should pay attention to that?" But the point is, such is the electricity that goes on, that we've by learning from a lot of other people, that we've been able to create in these Doghouse environments. And what came out at the end of that Doghouse, NBC has implemented in a number of different ways in New York, but also with the rollout of a digital network nationwide called Nonstop, and also now in some of the plans that they have with their new owners at Comcast. So it was a very exciting, very encouraging, and very fun start to the process. So that was kind of our, as you say, initial foray into collaborative innovation. And what we've done most recently is also in the media space, completely coincidentally, but it was pretty interesting. And that was with our friends at ESPN, who brought FIDO in to help them take a different approach to an annual meeting that they have for their 200 top executives from around the world. So that they call Leadership Premier. And they brought FIDO in to help them to think differently, to create experiences and sessions for them to facilitate them through, that would help them think differently on a couple of the key challenges that they are embracing. And what's really exciting about ESPN is they're asking tough questions when they're at the very top of their game.
Right.
A lot of companies are turning to innovation when they're in trouble, but ESPN is white hot, and so it's exciting for us to be involved in. But what we did is we created these modules and brought in a number of interesting people from the FIDO community, including one who is actually most interesting to the folks at ESPN is an active duty level 1 sniper with the special forces in Afghanistan. And so again, bringing in this intelligent naivete, but people who are highly accomplished in different fields and are bringing to bear their experience to help others get to better solutions faster and more reliably. And that was very exciting, and is now leading to a whole new line of business for us, which includes both event productions and also a speakers bureau. So the doors for FIDO, one of our challenges now with this core idea of collaborative innovation powered by an invitation-only community of extraordinary people, there are lots of different avenues of opportunity. And what we're trying to do now is make the best decisions about which of those to pursue.
Well, I commend you on your success so far. Clearly, you've built around a very specific concept, and now you're adding on to it nicely and listening to your customers to add on those modules. And of course, that's a great way to be successful. So congratulations on your success, John. Thanks for participating today in 10-Minute Strategy. This is Peter Propp for 10-Minute Strategy. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, John.
Great. Thank you, Peter, very much.